Legacy of Wisdom is a non-profit project, building a vision of best practices for living and fulfilling life's potential.
So the two founders besides Tom and I were Ram Dass and Rabbi Zalman Schachter. And Ram Dass, given the gods bless us with good internet, you will see on here live with a webcast together with us. And Rabbi Zalman could not be with us in person today. About 8-10 days ago, we talked and I filmed him for an invocation to start our day with a short 7.5-minute piece. And I'd like you to center within yourself. In the Tai Chi way, we work with the lower center, this quality of being in the lower sense, the heart open, and the mind clear. This is a day, in a way, for unlearning, for letting go, letting new things come in, to try to bring a new vision to our new life, the new longer life that we have in our life expectancy.
Shalom Aleichem. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Peace unto you. Pax vobistum. Tashidelek. With all the greetings that I know and all my relations, it is a pleasure to talk with you and to ask the presence of the Ancient of Days, which is one of the Kabbalistic ways of speaking of God beyond the stories of life that people go through, to be here with us and to inspire us. And I ask for Sophia, the source of wisdom, to inspire us, because it's at this age in life that wisdom is so needed. Jung raises an important question when he says, what's the point of our living after 50 when we have procreated and raised our children? And the answer to this is that our Mother, the Earth, needs the transmission, that people who have had life experience and distilled wisdom from it, give it over to the next generation. I would have loved to have the conversation here with Coleman Barks. I pray that he should have a total recovery from his stroke. What a wonderful thing he has done for us, to get us to hear in English the great and beautiful voice of Mawlana Jalaluddin Rumi, and giving his words into translation. One of the teachings of Rumi that remained with me that shows how life proceeds, I want to share with you. I was born a stone, and I died as a stone. I was resurrected as a plant, and I died as a plant, and I was resurrected as an animal, and I died as an animal, and I was resurrected as a human, and I died as a human, and I was resurrected as an angel, and I died as an angel, and I was resurrected into God. O death, what I have gained through your agency. What an amazing piece of wisdom that is from Rumi that Coleman Barks brought to us. So many blessings to you to heal and to get well. And those of you who are going to view this, what is so important is that we find a way that is not timid to give over to the incoming generation. You see, what has happened is that in the way in which we have social mobility, we do not live in the same household for 3-4 generations. And that means that children and parents don't get along so well. I mean, Freud has pointed that out. My father was my Oedipal enemy, and his father was his Oedipal enemy. And so his father, my grandfather, was my Oedipal ally. And how wonderful it is to be able to get the wisdom of generations beyond the middle generation to feed back in. Because what is the point that Earth allows us to live and have the extended lifespan? First of all, the extended lifespan allows us to also reach extended awareness. People who have the extended lifespan and don't get to extended awareness are not living longer, they're dying longer. Those who live longer are the ones whose awareness grows and is wider and sees itself not so much as an ego place, but as one deployed in the process and the chain of life that goes from generation to generation to an always greater awareness for the planet, because we too will be recycled when the time comes. And if, as I believe, reincarnation will be, how wonderful it'll be to find the wisdom that we have deposited here to await us in our next incarnation when we come back. For all this, I am so grateful that we have this opportunity for sharing. And the timidness that we have about speaking up has to stop, because this is the reason why we got these extra years. This is the reason why we were able to take the time to sit back in that state that's called retirement and look at the larger panorama and to see it all over again and to say, now I see I am not grabbed by one side of the polarity or by the other side of the polarity. I have seen what happens in the larger picture in which all of it is there. So when we speak up and change and talk to that new incoming generation, those who would be our spiritual grandchildren, and then they are ready to hear from us, but only if we are ready to hear from them. It is so important to do as the Quakers say, to speak to their condition. But if you don't know what their condition is, your speech is going to be useless and worthless. So I want to end and say, long live the wisdom in us. And in order that it might live long, we want to hand it on to other people and to share with them. And most of all, with wisdom comes blessing. Yes, this is not such an easy time in the world. And yet at the same time, those people who are rebuilding things in Japan, blessings on them. The people who are trying to get freedom in North Africa, blessings on them. The people who are working for peace in Israel with the Palestinians, blessings on them. And the people who are looking for work, blessings on them. And the people who are working on health, education, and welfare, blessings and good budgets on them. All these things should come, and God bless all the people who care to make it a better world. Amen.
Mm-hmm.